What's up, everybody? It is your boy Robbie Dagger. How you doing? I hope you're doing super good, super duper good, y'all. Every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. My name is Robbie Dagger. I am your humble host. Welcome back to another episode of Mobius Final Fantasy. And yes, I know, but the case is not closed on Red Mage. The case is not closed because arguments did come up. I was actually accused of not paying homage to the Red Mage, which I thought was. I took it. I argue don't take things personally, but I actually took it a little personal because I love Red Mage. I love Red Mage. Let me tell you that it's one of my favorite classes. Please don't hate me just because I love it. But it convinced me, honestly, to take another look. Some will argue that it's possible. Maybe you can do it, just not like in a free to play setup. So I went back into the setup. Let's look at the deck first. This is the deck I went with. I'm going with again, and I'm gonna explain everything. Still, my best win card is still going to be Sliff because I got it 10 out of 10. And, the attack power is pretty good, break power is pretty good. So it's pretty much going to have to be my go-to, even though it's single target. If I had it maxed out, I would use Arrow Ja because it's super powerful and it's got that AoE. But I don't have it, so I'm not going to use it. If you have like the dream setup, is to have lightning right here, baby. And just have that maxed out, have it all souped up. That's the dream setup, but I don't have that. And let me skip this for now. I'll talk about the wall later. I'll talk about that last. Let me talk about the poo poo. Now, many of you may not have this, especially if you're a newer player. You won't have these poo poo cards, but you're gonna be able to get it. And I'm my fingers are crossed that you're gonna be able to get these cards up to 5-star in the new poo poo event that's coming later this month. So definitely look out for these cards. These cards are amazing. Here's why. Here's one reason why. They automatically are gonna enhance your wind by 5%. Plus, you're gonna get wind resist by 25%. So these cards can actually be used defensively as well as offensively. So definitely check these cards out. You may want to make 2 of them. I would honestly recommend 2 of them, so I'm going to be making a whole nother set of these cards during the poo poo event that's coming. So I would recommend you do the same thing, and if you can get them up to 5-star during that event, it's going to be well worth it because these cards are amazing. And then it comes with an extension. I don't even have these maxed out. I don't even have all the extra skills on it, but they're still worth having. It's gonna increase your freaking attack power by just so much, so dang much. It just does, and it's just one good reason to have it. It just I think it's like a 50% damage boost increase, something like that. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it down in the comments or I'll recreate this video. But the other thing I went with was YRP. I know this is like an event card and stuff. A lot of people don't have it. But the reason I like it is because it has haste. And a lot of healers don't really have haste. Or they don't use it right off the bat. A lot of them go with barrier first. Which I'm all for. I'm cool with it. But this would, if I somehow had the hearts to be able to use YRP on the first turn, it's gonna help out a whole lot. The crit chance is amazing because you're using a Red Mage, and you really do want to increase your crit chance as much as you can, without But your card slots are so precious that you have to be using like skills that are compounded, like more than one ability in the skill. Otherwise, I don't see how you could do it. And then, of course, it raises your attack, which is going to increase your ultimate's damage by a whole lot. So it's worth having for that. I know the attack doesn't seem super high, 549, but it will do a huge damage. It will do huge damage on a boss if the boss is like broken or something. I'll show you the weapon. This is the one I'm just gonna be going with for right now because it's got the attuned chain, which will, when you're using elements in succession, it raises the damage by 30%. So that's freaking amazing, especially if you can get 3 of those. If I can get 3 of those attacks off, 3 of those arrows off, that's gonna be pretty helpful. And then it's got painful break, which increases damage dealt during break by 20%, which is also amazing and definitely worth having. So Red Mage it has a potential. I'll say that it has potential. Another card I could have went with in this slot was either Aerith or, which is always a good idea, but it just has such a high heart cost. It's got a 4 heart cost, but it still is pretty. It still would be pretty worth it because it does have the prismatic draw 8%. Which is going to increase your chances to do any ability, like all abilities. And as a support class, that's pretty worth it. And, it's just amazing to have. It's also a huge increase across the board of all your buffs. So honestly, you could go either way. Maybe for the video. I mean, I've never tried it. I've never tried the setup with Aerith on this slot, but we could try it. Just for the video. Who cares? Who cares? Because it also raises your No. I'm being crazy. No, yeah. Let's just go for it. Whatever. Because it'll give you quicken, but it only lasts for 1 turn, so it's not as useful. It's really not as useful. And it just depends on like how you like to gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like you need in order, the argument that people have that they want to use Red Mage as an attacker, their argument is that if you can use enough buffs or debuffs on an enemy, that it'll make it worth it. That the damage, increases by utilizing multipliers, damage multipliers. You can make the Red Mage like far superior. You can make everybody else's damage more superior. So the other natural attacker in your party is going to be doing damage that they've never done before. Because you're the Red Mage. The problem with that is you have to do a lot of trial and error and a lot of research as to what these Sicarius enemies are weak to, like what they're actually susceptible to, and a lot of times it doesn't have like 100% a chance to last on the boss, or it'll last like 1 turn. And like sometimes you'll go last, so it's just, I don't know, it's just, if you're not really able to coordinate with your team super well, then you don't have a lot of good opportunity to mess around with your cards in a really good way that would help Red Mage a lot more and do a lot more damage. And that's why you see that I don't run any debuffs, because they're just unreliable, and I also just don't have room for them. And the reason I have wall is because you have 5,600 HP, and that's really not a lot, you guys. Like, you're gonna get one-shotted by anytime the Sicarius does its ultimate. You're gonna get one-shotted. It's gonna destroy you unless you have some kind of barrier, some kind of buffer between you and the boss, like a wall. If you have, if you were playing, and I can't wait till these cards come back. Let me see. This card, I know I only have a 3-star, but the Tiro FFRK card, if you've got that, that's a good alternative too, because it uses Wall and Veil, which is, Veils increases resistance to elements, and it uses Barrier, wow. So the Sentinel's Grimoire is pretty good. I don't have it leveled up, so I won't be using that. So that's just kind of why I went with what I went with. And I do recommend using either wall. No, I recommend using wall. If you're gonna be playing a red mage, I highly recommend wall. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna work without it because you're so squishy that you have to have it, or else you get one-shotted. Trust me. I was in a battle, the last run. I had full health. I had barrier up. I had earth resistance up. And then Hashmal did his ultimate, and I got one-shotted along with some other player. I forget what their class was, but they were also at full health with the same buffs. They also got one-shotted. That's why I say go with wall rather than like an earth poo-poo, because if you get wall off, you're going to have an excess of hearts eventually. I think so. And when you get wall off, it's going to help your party members as well as just you know what I mean? And it's wall's awesome, and it's underestimated. So that's why I went with this setup. Whoops. And we're gonna see. We will see if Aerith is better than YRP. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I think I might end up eating my words, but it's worth it just for poops and giggles, just to show y'all. I mean, I'm a gambler, so that's why I play gacha games. But that's just some cool stuff. I do think that Red Mage does have potential. Like if you have a setup, a team that can communicate. Say you're all on like Google Voice or whatever it's called, or Skype. Like you could definitely have like a really good thing going where Red Mage could run like one attack, one debuff, and like two buffs that the healer's not running, and that way you would make sure that no one's overlapping. And that's another way you can make other classes work out much better than normal as well. Like you can use a tank and have a tank run a lot of debuffs, a lot of different debuffs and a lot of buffs. So it's really just up to the party setup and your own personal discretion, really, and what you want to run and the way you want to run it. There are not a lot of tanks in multiplayer right now, and the reason why is because there's just not a lot of need. But if you do run tank, I think my tank video is coming next. For the tank multiplayer video is coming next, probably. And I kind of wanted to wait for Anima to do it. So we'll see. We'll see, because Anima's coming later tonight. I think in my time zone it comes real late. Not real late, I guess, but I guess it's like 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. or so when it comes on. I'm on the East Coast, so I don't know. It depends how awake I am. But we may be doing a tank video later tonight. Let me know if y'all would be interested in that at all. But tanks need it, because there's just no tanks. And if you do run a tank and you want to play multiplayer, I suggest just running your own parties every time. Just start your own parties. Do what I'm doing. Like you can tell nobody wants to play with a Red Mage. Like nobody wants to play with a Red Mage. They think I'm gonna kill us, and they're probably right. They're most likely right. But these guys are brave, super brave souls here, and they will be rewarded by my expertise, hopefully. hopefully my expertise can get me through this. If not, we'll see. But yeah, you gotta be patient, especially if you're one of those classes that gets no love. Dragoon is one of them. I'm sorry, Dragoons. But you're just not the best breakers. Actually, you're the worst breakers in multiplayer. Like, if you're a Dragoon, I would suggest. I might do. I'm gonna have to do a Dragoon video because I have suggestions. But there's a lot of suggestions I have. So just wait and be patient. You know, find a nice book to read. Check out my blog, fromyourhighhorse.com, if you wanna like get mad. I mean, not get mad, but if you wanna like laugh. It's like a satirical website about basically like about feminism and other things in society as well that usually just get overlooked. So check that blog out if you're like, just waiting around. I'm gonna be throwing some crazy stuff up there in the next couple of weeks. Like, there's gonna be a webcomic that I'm really trying to get out. So it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. So keep subscribe, please, because I definitely plan on having so much more. This channel is gonna be so much more than just this channel, and that blog that I mentioned, the FromMyHighHorse.com. Again, that's FromMyHighHorse.com, just like the expression. No funny spelling or nothing like that. Just .com, and it's the blog. Check that thing out if you are just bored and you want to read some cool stuff. Leave a comment there or whatever. But yeah, there's just going to be a lot of cool stuff coming in the future, and I definitely will not be slowing down or stopping on the Mobius videos and content. And I freaking love Mobius. Like, I left Brave Exvius for Mobius. I really did, in a way. I just don't have the same love for that game. I think I don't know. I'll have to think about what really makes me like. There's something that makes me just want to play this over most other games. Like, I don't know what it is. Just fun. Like, the battles are like, they can be really strategic, but like when you get really good at the game, you're just like tapping through them, and you're just like murdering stuff, and it's like so fun to do. Especially if you can get like high scores, especially if you can get like fast times. It's so much fun. And, that's something I really like about this game. It's just something, and like the multiplayer, like this honestly, I got into the multiplayer just on by request. Like, someone asked me on I'm also on Facebook, and I need to get like I'll link y'all to the Facebook eventually. I promise you that. So check the description of the video in the next couple of days, because I'll be showing something. And I plan on just, that's why I say subscribe, because I plan on having so many more videos. So we started the match, 3-star hash mall. We need to kill that Guardian Bee, y'all. That's always the plan. So, Red Mage as an attacker. Let's talk about this. What are we going to do first? I'm going to Great Gospel, because, good lord, that's the best thing ever. And I'm also going to an arrow. And honestly, what I really need to do is do that. And then I'm just gonna action lock. And the reason I'm doing all that is because you saw how slow this class was. I only had two moves. So you want to definitely drive Earth as fast as possible. You're the squishiest thing alive. As a red mage, you're so squishy. You do not want to play around with this crap. Like, don't do it. Like, this is the only way to make this work. I'm telling you. You have to have some kind of defense on you as soon as the battle starts. What you want is barrier on you and earth resist before the first round is even over. That is honestly what you want. And I would say definitely leave at least one ability behind so that you can like use it. Like, you know, or honestly I say two at times because it's rough. Red Mage is it'll work. Using your Red Mage as an attacker will work. But it's gonna be just a little bit more difficult because just because of the squishiness behind Red Mage. As you see, everybody took damage, but Red Mage, I'm the one who took the most damage, or I'm the one who's the most hurt. So you have to take that into consideration. That's why I say bring wall, because Red Mage needs it. Red Mage needs wall, because when you get hurt, you can, you know, you have your wall, you have your HP back, you can build your HP back, and you can put the wall on everybody. Wall is something that not a lot of healers even think to bring. A lot of them are like, yeah, bring regen. A lot of them bring cure, but you can't cure somebody who's dead, and that's why I like wall. It's a beautiful thing. Oh man, I thought that thing was gonna... Oh, the other target died, so, you know, it happens. That's why it's so hard to... I mean, it's so important to pay attention as an attacker to what your team's doing and where you are in the hierarchy. But there's some things it's just hard to predict, for sure. And there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Oh man, I'm last, huh? That sucks. We're basically gonna have no... Because I went last, I really should have done some attacks. That way, I would have built up some of these people's bars up here. Gotten some element spheres for them. But since I really didn't do an attack besides that one. That's just like a little tip. Like, it's really nice for the healer or a healer. So that's one cool thing about playing Red Mage is you can use your auto attacks to help build up hearts, like I just did for myself. But imagine you have a higher chance to build hearts, so when you attack, you know, you have a higher chance to build hearts for your party, which is pretty nice. I really hope they can get through that shield. I hope Ninja's higher break than I know. Oh man. Nothing compares to Assassin, y'all. Nothing. It's crazy. But you can imagine that would have destroyed us without something. That would have destroyed us without some kind of buffer between us. That's why you need wall. If you want to bring Red Mage along for the ride, you need to be bringing wall. Because I would not have survived without a wall there. There's no way that wouldn't have happened. That's why it's so important. And did you see that? It was around 190. So it's true. My goodness, it's true. Oh my goodness. And I had my doubts. But the damage is pretty. It's almost up there. I almost did 200,000 damage with just arrow. With just arrow. I almost did 200,000 damage. It looked like per hit. I'll have to go back and look at the video. But that was pretty tremendous damage. Wow. That was kind of an amazing, like, battle to me. Holy crap, because Red Mage pretty much did more damage than I've seen it do. Thanks to all the buffs that were up. So in a way, it's true. The Red Mage can be an attacker. And that battle went very smoothly. I mean, there was a period where my health was low, but as soon as I got that first wall off, the rest of the battle went super smooth. And of course, once you get that, you know, the Aerith call, you know, the Last Supper move. I'm just drawing a blank, y'all. I can't think of what it's called. The Last Gospel. Once you get that off, you know, of course, it's gonna be great. But you could also use like Ultimate Boon, which is equally awesome. So, can Red Mage play as an attacker? It's doable. I think it's freaking doable, man. I'm freaking surprised. It definitely is. I never thought it would have been possible, but you know, it's not the same damage. But think about it. If you're buffing the rest of the team is doing extra damage. So the attacker is getting buffs that the attacker, if you can set it up so that you know the attacker is going to be getting extra buffs that he probably wasn't going to bring, he or she wasn't going to bring, you know, for themselves, then you're multiplying damage. You're definitely multiplying damage. So it's definitely doable. Like, it's totally doable. I didn't even think it was possible, but it is. It is. That went super smooth. I'm sure that's replicatable. As long as you have a good healer. A good healer is the key. Make sure you have a good healer. If you wanna contribute to the healing population, check out my healing video. It's gonna show you exactly what you need to get started as a healer. And that's just the base setup. Again, I'm gonna show you the setup again real quick that I'm using that I just used right now. And it's pretty low level. Only one of these cards are max level, which is, you know, shame on me for bringing these in, but you know, it worked out. It definitely worked out. So, you know, there is an argument for Red Mage as an attacker. I think Red Mage can hold its own in a skillful player's hands. So, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I'm just like, what? I'm like amazed. Totally amazed that freaking Red Mage can do this. Season 187 says, what up? Season 187, what's up, my brother? Hope you're pulling awesome stuff. I hope everybody watching the stream is doing amazing. Thank you, everybody watching. I really appreciate all of you watching the stream. And you know, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see something else, make sure you subscribe. Let me know, because I'd love to show you. This was an amazing discovery for me. I think I might try this out a couple more times just for fun. But not right now because I got no more stamina. No more stamina, so we're gonna have to take a break from multiplayer. Go back to freaking farming. I am still farming. Still farming Midgar. Just trying to finish off Earthcross. So let me know. Let me know if y'all are done farming that area. Anyway, I will hopefully be streaming later tonight. If not, catch me later this week. I will definitely be posting more videos. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for thumbs upping. Please let me know if y'all like this video, if it helped you out. And I'll catch y'all later. I hope you have an amazing day.